What pro tip would you like to give to the opposite sex? I don't know how you like it, so just say it. Ask how I like it. Compliments will make us think that you love us. We are very starved. When we were waiting in line to walk across the stage for 8th grade graduation, the girl behind me said I had a nice ass. 12 years later it still makes me all warm and fuzzy inside. I remember when I was 16 getting dinner at a gas station Subway and a girl in line flirted with me. I'm 24 now and still wish I got her number. Someone said I looked like Zac Efron. If he was much uglier and less attractive in general, I'll take it. Girls come way longer than guys do. Don't pull out 3 seconds into my orgasm please. Thank you. 3.1 seconds? Close. If you find a beautiful individual, smart, and funny, don't instantly assume they're off limits. They could be quite lonely. Applies to both genders. Damn, this applies to me for sure. The amount of times my friends have told me I had a shot with someone after I've totally dismissed them as too good for me or out of my league. Solution: always ask anyone you are remotely attracted to. There's a lot of fear around asking people out, but realistically it's only going to matter if either you have a strong pre-existing relationship, which might change, and if that is the case, you probably know the answer before you even ask, or if you are asking it in a really creepy way. Just ask simply and politely, hey, do you want to go out sometime? Worst case scenario, you get a no and are able to move on to the next person. The anxiety you feel is irrational, so long as you can learn to move on from rejection, which you will only learn to do once you start facing it. The side effects of not asking and living a life of lonely failure because you were too scared to ask is always going to be much worse than the side effects of asking, which at most will lead to temporary disappointment or embarrassment, both of which you will completely forget in the fullness of time. It gets easier with exposure. The risk/reward is always going to come out in favor of asking because there are no real consequences to failure. We call people like this that wherever they go they end up hooking up or asking someone out. Machinagan priests. They just gun down every single person around them and will eventually get a yes. It changed the life of a friend of mine, and it changed mine. Chivalry is nice, but don't overdo it. We can tell when you're trying too hard. I had a guy nearly knock me over once trying to get to the door before me so he could hold it for me. Laddie, after you, precious tips fedora. If you wear contact lenses and become lost in the woods, human saliva is better than water for cleaning your contacts. While both fluids contain bacteria, water is more likely to contain amoeba and parasites which cause keratitis. What kind of soda do you have? A bear? Bears don't wear contact lenses. That's silly. They would wear bifocal glasses because they require both near vision and distance vision for hunting. Otherwise they'd barely be able to see. His applies to both sexes. Don't play games. Be honest about your intentions with whoever you're with. Be active. I don't want to fuck someone who's just laying there. So remember, kids, necrophilia isn't just boring. It's also a crime. Strippers do not like you. We like your money. Yep, my younger naive self found that one out. Hey honey, it's sweet you came to see me again, but that kiss/cuddle was a one-off. Now I must go bye. TLDR, younger self fell in love with a stripper at a strip club. I was heartbroken for days. If you're in relationship, living together, sex can be initiated hours before through just the slightest physical interaction. Eye brief touch as you pass each other in the kitchen. A hug just for the sake of a hug. Subtle stuff like that. Passion, really? My partner and I will just be chillin', maybe even bored as fuck. Quick hug and suddenly something snaps, and we'll lunge at each other. It could be once a month, or multiple a day. Passion's weird and fun like that. Just be yourself. You don't need to impress, or be liked by everyone. If you be yourself you'll find someone who likes you for you, not who you're pretending to be. Probably mentioned, but don't be playing hard to get. Guys will either be turned off or just think you don't like them and give up. Mail here. Ladies, if you like us just say so. Any hints you give us will result one of two things. It will go over our heads. We will notice, but won't do anything, because we are afraid of fucking up a good friendship. So please, just tell us. Most of us aren't dicks, so if we don't feel the same way we will try our best to let you down kindly. Plus, if we do feel the same way it's a win for both of us. Even though I may look like it, I'm not a homeless sexual predator. I'm just a it guy. We do not control unexpected boners. They surprise us just as much as they surprise you. I hate it when the wind blows at just the right angle with just the right amount of force. Makes shit awkward. It's okay to be single. Being alone doesn't suck that badly, and everyone asking you why you're single can shove it. This advice goes to those in a relationship that think being alone would be worse than those that are single and feel pressured to not be. It's worth it to wait and find someone you're actually happy with, even if it's only for a night. Pretty sure this advice is good for people of whatever gender, but so is most of the advice I've seen in here. If you did it to get her attention and make her like you, she expects it to always be part of your relationship. Whining and dining, romantic gestures, back rubs. When it stops we feel like you are no longer interested and it hurts. I would imagine most men feel the same way as well. I usually see both parties kind of let the honeymoon phase fade away. One partner slows down on the flowers and dinner, and the other partner slows down on physical intimacy. Both parties are likely hurt enough to stop trying, and it fizzles from there. It's not attractive when girls pretend to be dumb. Rather the opposite. There's nothing sexier than a woman who's hot and also intelligent. I'm also willing to accept general curiosity. You don't need to be brilliant, just have the drive to learn more than you currently do. I'd like to think that's a trait that's attractive in all sexes. Girls, we guys do not understand signals. A simple "I like you" would suffice and make our lives a lot easier. Thanks.